Hello. Let's see who's in here. Okay, let's close that. I think everything's working. Hey, Arlie, Cheryl, Larissa, welcome. I actually just drove down to my mom's house, which is funnily only like a 15-minute drive, to get a shake that she had bought from my favorite shake place, which is like 2.5 hours away from my place. So it's like really far. And she's like, I can get you one, because she was visiting my grandma in Arizona and driving on the way back. She's like, yeah, I can get you one. I'm like, yeah. So she had an ice box. She put it in there. It's mostly melted, but it's still like kind of okay. So I drove down there really quickly and just came back. So I don't have a drink for today. Oh wait, yeah, I do. My emergency water. I forgot. I always have an extra emergency bottle of water for this sort of thing. Hey, Mylene. Who is king? Hey, Roxy. Okay, so let's get started then, shall we? I almost clicked 처음부터. I don't want to do that. Okay, Yohagi, continue. You come prepared. Coffee. Okay, don't drink coffee every time we say village people. You're gonna like never sleep again. You're the king, Billy. Ha ha ha. Billy님 오랜만이에요. 오랜만이에요, Cheryl. I'm not a king. Okay, so we have to relook at all this stuff because I think I'm just gonna re-click it because which is the key for it? Okay. I have to re-click this because we already had checked everything out. Oh, maybe it does save it. This might be new. Hold on. Let's retrain it. 공책 하나가 놓여져 있다. There's one, I don't know if we ever read this, like a notebook laying out. And it's something that gives me the feeling that there's something important written down in it. 담다, contains something important. 어디 보자. Let's see. You're just a prince. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's actually, I'll show you guys. This is, it's a shirt. It's really dumb, but I like it. I wear it all the time. It's my favorite, like, off-day shirt. When I'm not filming something or I don't have to go out anywhere, I wear the shirt. A YouTube channel, a YouTuber named YouTube channel Dan and Mandu. Really nice guy. And he does a YouTube channel for Korean audience. So he doesn't teach Korean, but he makes videos. And he made some like branded content. He made like some shirts and some bags, but he didn't want to sell it. So he just gave it away. And this is one of those things. Okay, let's see. 어디 보자. Okay, I looked through the notebook, but there wasn't any information. It was filled with information that wasn't useful to me. Unlike I thought. 잘못 짚었나? 난 공책을 내려놨다. Okay, oops, my mistake. I put it back down. All right, I think, what's this? There's some book on top of the cabinet. I hoped it would be some sort of evidence, but 애석하게도 빈 공책이었다. It was just an empty notebook. 애석하다. 애석하다. I know that's going to be like some sort of like unfortunately meaning. Yeah, unfortunate. Okay. Let me write it down though. I didn't know that word. It's just total guessing from context. How are you guys all doing today? Me? I'm doing okay. Hey, Moorbrook. What's up, Moorbrook? Yeah, and the reason I skipped is because the game has a weird saving system in that it doesn't save when you want. You can't choose. And the intervals for saving, I keep hitting the mic. The intervals are really long. So you might have to play for like, for us translating, it might be like an hour and a half of playtime before it actually saves. Yeah, we only talked with two of the girls. We talked with Shiri, Che and the lawyer girl. I can't remember her name. 뭐라도 좀 적어놓지. Come on, write something. 공책을 내려놨다. I put down the notebook. Okay, I think now we're ready to... I think we've looked at everything else. Yeah. Okay, so it did save what we looked at. 창문 너머로 학교 운동장이 보인다. So I can see the 운동장 너머로 through the window. 예전에는 저 운동장에서 아이들이 뛰어놀았겠지. A long time before, previously, at that... what did I say for... I don't know how I translated a second ago. I really was not thinking in English. Whatever I said, maybe it was wrong. Exercise area, like field, PE area. I'm sure kids must have been running around at that exercise area in the past. 나는 멍하니 창 밖을 응시하다 고개를 돌렸다. So I was just kind of blankly staring outside the window, and then I turned my head. 감성에 빠질 때가 아니지. Now's not the time to get caught up in emotions. Literally, 빠지다, to fall into. Hey, John Lim. Playground. Thank you. That's a really good translation. Sometimes some words you know what they mean because you learned them from context, not by studying. And that'll be with anyone who speaks Korean at any sort of advanced level. But then you kind of forget, you don't know the English word because you never learned the English word. You're just like, oh yeah, 운동장, the place where you do 운동. That's the yeah. The area, you know. Playground is probably better. Okay, now let's check this out again. Okay, 수업 시간표다. So it's a 시간표, a timetable for class. 그런데 어딘가 좀 이상했다. Something was a bit strange about it though. 여긴 초등학교였을 텐데. I'm sure this must have been an elementary school, but 이건 고등학교 시간표 아닌가? Isn't this like a high school timetable? Like the school will have the timetable listed, like which class you go to in which order and stuff like that on which day. 그나저나 시간표 밑에 저건 뭐지? And what's that below the timetable? 김씨 보게. 자네가 캐비넷 비밀번호를 자꾸 잊어 여기 남기네. 이제 캐비넷 정도는 스스로 열게나. So this is what we read last time and we couldn't figure out the answer to the combination. But I asked my wife, what number would you think? I was thinking this would be a number. 스스로, like maybe 쓰리, 로, 5 or something, you know. Like sometimes they do that type of thing in Korean, like we do with, you know, numbers on the phone. Like you dial 1-800 contacts, that kind of thing. They have a similar thing. They actually have a really, really in-depth system in Korea with pagers and with phone numbers. And I did a video about that. I'll upload it probably in a couple months. But I was thinking maybe it could be something like that. But then my wife's like, no. Like, think about it for a second. 스스로. What does 스스로 mean? I'm like, well, obviously, 혼자, by yourself. And she's like, what would 스스로 have to do with school? And what would 스스로 have to do with this timetable here? That's all she told me. She didn't tell me the answer. And I'm like, as soon as she said that, I'm like, I know the answer. I got it. So I'm going to explain it to you guys. Let me check to make sure it works first. Okay, let me check it. Okay, I'll explain it to you guys. 좋아, good. I didn't test it yet. I wanted to test it before I go all pretend that I'm smart on all you and then try to open it and it doesn't open. I'd be like, just kidding, guys. Okay, 자물쇠를 푸는데 성공했다. I was successful at opening the lock. Okay, 나는 자물쇠를 던져버리고 상자를 열어봤다. So I threw the lock and opened up the box. 구미호 사냥. 구미호 hunting. Hunting a kumiho. 낡은 이야기 책이다. It's an old storybook. Maybe we can get hints in here about whether that girl is actually a kumiho or not, the lawyer. 구미호 사냥. Oh, it's volume 2. 실제 구미호 사냥을 시도했던 한 포수의 이야기다. This is the story of one 포수. I'm going to guess some sort of a hunter that tried to hunt a kumiho in reality, like who really tried to hunt a kumiho. I don't know that word though. I have to check. Yeah, hunter. Okay. I'll write it down since I was guessing from context, but I don't know that word, so. If you guys haven't noticed, we're totally getting like better at this vocabulary, which was like at the beginning, like we didn't know anything, but like now we're getting a little bit better because the author keeps reusing a lot of those complicated words in the beginning. Okay, let's check the chat for a second. Rox, there's another part of the game. Billy figures out the words, sometimes looks them up. Cool to see that he's learning just like we are, don't you think? Recess, study hall, detention. Okay, so, yes! Village people! 마을 사람들은 이 책을 통해 구미호의 특징을 조사한 거루군. So this is... Well, we gotta get a drink for that. It's funny how we don't even have to change our keyword despite this being a totally different game. It still works. Yeah, anytime we say 마을 사람 or 마을 사람들, actually anytime the English translation would be village people, I'll say that. So it could sometimes be 마을 사람 or 마을 사람들. Anytime we said that you have to take a drink of something, typically I'd say water's recommended. Maybe soda if you're okay about the calories. Coffee if it's early in the morning. But don't do anything else. I don't want to be responsible for your death. Never seen a pager. I saw a pager. My brother actually had a pager for a little while. They were so cool. And doctors still use pagers. So they're still used. It's not like it's a dead technology. The reason is doctors like having a way of being contacted without having to be bothered. So the hospital can contact them really quick, like with a pager code that says, hey, this code means come here right now, or maybe surgery or something, whatever. But they don't have to deal with like, hey, what's up? Can you come in Saturday or anything like that? Just, hey, come in, don't come in, like that sort of thing. Yeah, so doctors still use pagers. Lauren, oh, that's right. You did. You told me once that you worked at the hospital. I didn't remember exactly what it was that you do though. But I think it's really cool. And in Korea, they have pagers used to be like a huge deal. Like in the US, a lot of like popular kids would have pagers, but it was like rich people kind of. In Korea, though, pagers were quite common, I'd say, kind of like cell phones that people would want to have a pager so that you can keep in contact with your friends. So because a lot of people had pagers, they developed the pager language, which is like, the shorthand. Like we might say, you'd probably write something on a calculator and then flip it upside down and say something. Well, in Korea, they had a similar thing where they'd use like the numbers to represent sounds. And I did a video, like I said, related to phone numbers, not the pager version, but there were ways to say like long messages with just like 4 to 7 numbers that you could put in the pager. You could send like full sentences to people like, hey, you want to come over? What are you doing? Stuff like that. Hurry, let's go eat. Different things like that to your friends. Yeah, Chunsa is an old one, but not that type of obvious stuff. Things like 8282. Can you guys guess what 8282 might mean? In Korean, of course. Dr. Mike? Who's Dr. Mike? TikTok where a doctor was paged? Hey. Anyway, you guys can think about that. I'll tell you in a bit. So basically, village people would use, through this book, they would they researched the traits of 구미호. 그렇다면 이건 보통 이야기책이 아닐 것이다. Well then, if so, then this isn't going to be a normal storybook. A doctor on YouTube. That's not the doctor who does like, this woman congested 5 kilograms of cookies within 45 minutes, and this is what happened to her liver. Is it that guy, or is it someone else? Or is it the guy who does like react videos who's like really fit, like the attractive guy? It was one of those two. It was either the guy who does that, one of those two maybe. I like that guy. If it's the other one, I don't really watch him, but I think I might have seen a clip of his videos before, unless it's someone else. Oh, okay, it is him. Yeah, I've only seen like a clip of one of his videos before. He did a video about the COVID thing. And then the other guy I really liked, though, that guy, the person, Mary Walker, ingested over 2 burritos at Taco Bell, and this is what happened to her heart. Like that kind of thing. Going over 8 and 2 in Korea and New York. His brand is the Hot Doctor. Okay, then I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah. You say Hot Doctor, I'm like, okay, well, I think you probably matched that description. Charismatic, yeah. 좋아, 중요한 증거다. All right, this is some good, important evidence. 나는 그 책을 가방에 챙겼다. So I put the bag into my bag. I put the book into my bag. Sorry, if I ever translate something that sounds wrong, I swear it's because when I'm translating Korean, I'm not really thinking in English anymore. So I'm trying to like pull out what I would say if I was like still waking up in English. And sometimes it's the wrong word. 자, 계속 조사해볼까? Okay, should I keep looking around? Yes. 좀 더 탐색. Actually, I looked a little bit more around the area, but there wasn't anything else I could find. 일단 이 정도인가? I guess that's it. Okay, I still need to look. I still want to look. 마을 사람들, village people. Okay, I slowly started moving. I didn't want to get. Let's move before I get caught by the village people or discovered by the village people. Found out. Yeah, 빨리. That's right. 빨리 would be 8282. 85 바로 right away. There were a lot of those things like 09 could be 공부, like a study 공부방, like a study place where you just send your kids off to go study after school. You could have 05 would be young, 05, but more like 영어, like English. So that might be like, you might see 05, 09, 영어 공부. That would be the phone number, ends with that. Like I did a full video about all of the most common examples. I thought it was really fun to research it. That's why I'm telling you guys about it. That stuff makes me excited, like about Korean, is when there's like something that's right in front of your eyes, but you just don't notice it. And then you realize that like Korea also does the thing with phone numbers where they like try to make something catchy. Then you're like, oh yeah. Like a lot of medical facilities with their phone number will end with 75. 75, because it sounds like 치료, which means like a treatment, like treatment for something. Like I have to get treatment for my leg or treatment for my allergies or whatever. So you'll see stuff like that. It's like, it's fun. And when you notice it, you're like, oh yeah. And you start seeing it everywhere, like all the big phone numbers advertised. You're like, oh, they have like a fun phone number like that. Hey, Fiji 02, welcome to the stream. Okay, I was going to show you guys the chart, but it just kicks me out. 바삐 옮기며. So I quickly hurried out. And 나는 내가 얻은 물건들을 핸드폰에 기록했다. And I recorded everything that I gotten into my cell phone. I was going to show you the chart, but just imagine for me the chart. On one side, it had the times. I mean, the order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7, 8, I think. And the other side had the days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like that. But I think it was just Monday through Friday. In most of them, it just had the day written. But in some of the slots, it had a different word randomly written that said 자습. Now, 자습 comes from 혼자, by yourself, 연습. So practicing by yourself. 자습 time is when you have your self-study time. That's like your free time. The teachers would call it your free study time. So that's when you can study whatever it is that you want. Now, that doesn't mean you could study art. It means you could study whatever you want for your test. You're free to study whatever you need to study the most. So that was written in the slots 3, 5, 7, and 2. So if you put in just 3, 5, and 7, 2, any order though, that's what opened the lock. So as soon as she said it's related to the chart and she said like, what else does 스스로 mean? Then I'm like, oh yeah, 자습, that makes sense. And then you quickly notice like the numbers are there. So that's what it was. I wanted to show you, but it's kicking me out of the room. 마물 정보가 3개, 마물 기록물도 3개 얻었다. So I got 3 information about the demon girls and 3 records about the demons. Oh, no, sorry. 3 records about the village. The sleep police are here. 513. Who didn't? That's really the only thing you could put in the calculator. And then you have to make sure to save it in the memory. Kids are so immature. Also, hello was a really common one. 07734. Hello is really good. That's like a nice one. You want to be friendly. You do hello, and then you do 513-8008, of course, after. But first, it's hello. You can spell business. I did. It was 5513478. Yeah, makes business. So I thought that was kind of cool. I did that in my business class. I'm like high school student. Still do. Oh no, maybe that was my first year of college. I think I still did business there. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. Of course, LOL 707 makes LOL upside down. And then every calculator is a little different. It has to be like the big digits so you can make the best ones. Taking me back to how I was a wholesome boy. Writing shoes. Oh, that's cute. I didn't know there was shoes. Oh, and hey, Tim. I didn't notice you. I see you did comment a little bit above. Yeah, shoes. I didn't know that one. That's a really good one. There are so many things you could do with calculators. 좋아. 시간 내서 자세히 읽어보기로 하자. Okay, so let's read this. So let's make some time and read this in detail. Read this in more in-depth. Okay. So this is telling 탐색 파트에서 얻은 아이템은 마물 정보와 마을 기록물에 보관됩니다. So the items that you receive during the search time, search part of the game will be here in the information and records tab. 플레이어는 그중 마물 정보를 통해 각 사건의 범인이 누군지 추리할 수 있다. So you can figure out who is the perpetrator of each crime by using this information. 마을 정보를 클릭해보세요. So try clicking on it. Okay, 여기서는 뱀파이어 조사 기록 이관을 얻었다고 Okay, so we can assume here that we've received the second, or we can know that we've gotten the second volume of the vampire investigative documents. 한번 이 책을 클릭해보세요. So try clicking on this book. Alright. 각 마물 정보의 내용에는 증거가 되는 중요한 키워드가 있습니다. So there's an important keyword that could be evidence within each of these pieces of demon information. So here it's 사문트어. It's their all. Anything that ends with all is a language. So here it's a fictional language. If you search 사문트어, I don't think you're gonna, let me check. Yeah, it just shows up the game. Yeah, there's probably nothing else here I can see. But anyway, yeah, so if you search 사문트어, it's their own language that they made up. So that means that here we can conclude that vampires use 사문트어. Now, other ones might use it too, but we at least know 사문트어 is related to vampires. 마우스 오른쪽 단추를 눌러 확인한 마물 정보를 닫아보세요. So you can right click on the mouse button, 오른쪽 단추. It's cute, it calls it 단추. That is so cute. Okay, 마우스 오른쪽 button. 단추 is like the actual button on your shirt. It could though mean a button, but it's just cute. It's referring to it as like an actual button. But anyway, you can push on the right mouse button and check and close the information that you've checked. Roxy, 30 minutes. Welcome back. Okay. 일단 내용물을 확인하면, and first of all, so once you've checked out the contents, then 오른쪽 메모지에 해당 키워드가 자동으로 기록됩니다. Then the keywords will automatically be recorded in the right side of the screen once you have checked the item. So we don't have to like write it down manually. It'll tell us right here on the side. You can see 뱀파이어, and then here 사문터를 구사한다 is has a command of 사문트 language. Okay. 사건 단서 탭을 클릭해보세요. So click on the case files, the case clues. Oh, here. 방금 얻은 뱀파이어의 특성을 사건 현장에서 얻은 정보와 비교해 보겠습니다. So now we're going to compare the vampire's traits, which we had just gotten at the crime scene, with the information that we have. 뱀파이어는 사먼터를 사용하지만 so vampires use the 사먼트 language but 사건 현장에서는 구령어가 발견되었습니다. But at the crime scene, we discovered 구령 language. Well, 구령 language was discovered there. 그러므로 적어도 뱀파이어는 이 사건을 일으킨 범인이 아닌 것을 알 수 있습니다. So then at least 적어도 we can know that the vampire was not the perpetrator who caused this case. So at least we can know that the vampire didn't cause this one. 그럼 왼쪽 포스트잇에서 so on the left post-it note here 이 사건의 범인이 아닌 인물을 체크해 보세요. So now we can click who did not do this. Well, we know it's not the vampire. 정답입니다. Nice. The correct answer. 뱀파이어는 이번 사건의 범인이 아닙니다. So the vampire is not the suspect of this case. 뱀파이어를 체크해 용의자에서 제외했습니다. So we've now removed from the suspects list. Right? Yes. Yeah, I have another live tomorrow. It's gonna be the easiest, but also I'll say that it's gonna be the easiest advanced stream that we've had. The topic is, but if you've checked out but also the hardest for people to get. No, that's not what I want to say. Okay, it's one of the most advanced streams we've had, but also maybe the easiest to explain, the easiest to understand, but the hardest to use. Let's say that. If you've checked out the worksheet, you'll see there's like 26 example sentences. They're all very high advanced level, but feel free to try them out. So yeah, should be interesting. Cheryl, you will get it. You'll get it. Will you be able to use it in your own sentences? A little bit. I think so. Will you be able to make those advanced sentences yourself? No, because you're not advanced. But I think you'll get the concept because it's fortunately a very easy advanced topic, if that makes sense. Okay. 이런 식으로 모든 용의자를 제외하면 once you've eliminated all of these suspects in this manner, 남는 인물이 그 사건의 범인이 됩니다. Then the perpetrator, I keep saying perpetrator, the person who did it. That's what I'm trying to say. The person who 범인 is the person who did it. Of the case is that person who's left. 모든 사건의 범인을 밝혀내요. So reveal the perpetrator. I'm just gonna say perpetrator. All of the cases and 진짜 인간이 누구인지 알아내는 것이 이 게임의 목표입니다. So the goal of this game is to figure out who is the real human by revealing the perpetrators of all of the cases. 튜토리얼 다시 보시겠습니까? No, we got it. We'll have to play and figure it out. 범인, suspect? No, 용의자 is suspect. 범인 would be, here we go, criminal. The culprit, that's the word I want. Perpetrator works though, right? Perpetrator still works. 숙소로 돌아왔다. So I returned to my residence. 저녁은 거르기로 했다. 사실 점심도 겨우 입에 넘겼다. I decided to skip dinner. Actually, also lunch, I barely had lunch, basically. 나는 담요의 몸을 파묻으며 쓰러졌다. So I buried my body into the 담요. Let me check. Yeah, buried myself into the mattress, and 쓰러졌다. So I fell down, burying myself into the mattress is what we get. And I'm not the only one who takes notes during these, right? I try to catch fun. Yeah, I do too. I've got two new words so far. 육체적인 피로 보단 정신적인 피로감이 컸다. So more than my physical feeling of fatigue was my mental fatigue. My mental fatigue was more than my physical fatigue. So I was more mentally tired than I was physically. Man, I'm too tired to take... No, don't worry about it. Really. If you even read along, you're good. You don't have to always be like doing the studying stuff. 피로감이 극심하다. Oh man, it's like such extreme fatigue. I feel so tired. Let's check. Yeah, severe. Intense. Sure. 오죽했으면 그냥 아무것도 모른 채 죽는 게 나왔을지도 모른다는 생각마저 들었다. I even got the feeling, 생각마저 들었다, that it might have even been better if I just didn't know anything and just had died without knowing anything. 오죽했으면, I don't know 오죽하다, do I? 정도가 매우 심하거나 대단하다. Maybe it's an expression. It might be an expression. No? I'll look it up later. Can't really find a good... But basically saying maybe I even had the feeling that maybe it would even have been better if I just died without knowing anything. Okay. So surrounding myself day and night. How about Cheryl, how about like watching a Korean YouTuber? One thing I started doing that I just did it for fun. I did it out of curiosity in the beginning, but after I started it, I realized I really liked it, was just having some Korean playing in the background whenever I'm doing anything. So if I'm editing my videos, I won't because I can't listen to it. But except for editing videos, I have nonstop, I'll have a Korean YouTuber in my ear that I'm listening to. Like, it could be a podcast if you want. For me, it's a Korean horror game YouTuber, just because I like his voice. Just something that you're listening to where someone's just talking in Korean so you hear it all the time. I think that would be really helpful if you could do that. Not adding in any extra time to your schedule, but if that's something you could do during your regular life while doing other things, like instead of listening to music, it would be a big help, I think. And I've been doing this now since the beginning of the whole coronavirus situation. I was just looking for someone to watch, and it's been really helpful. I can notice it has also helped although my listening's already really good, it is also, I've felt it's even helped my listening a little bit more. Korean playing in the background. That's great. That's great. Okay. I really wish I had the discipline to study these days, but I just can't bring. That's cool. Arlie, that happens. You feel that Korean's not the only thing where that happens. You can get that with anything. The only thing I would suggest is, like, if you really you want that motivation back a little bit, is just try to think again, like, why do you want it back? Why do you want that motivation back? Why do you want to learn Korean in the first place? Like, kind of go back and like take a step back, like, close your book and just think, like, why am I learning Korean? Like, really, not like, oh, because I want to watch dramas and stuff, but like really think about it. Like, what makes me really want to learn Korean? Is there anything? Because like, if there isn't anything that really makes you want to learn Korean, then you're just like torturing yourself if you're trying to make yourself learn it. And of course I want more people to learn Korean, but I want people to enjoy learning Korean. I think, and some people tell me like, hey, Billy, should I learn Japanese or should I learn Korean? And, of course, as a YouTuber, my answer should be, of course, Korean, but I never say that. And I think you'd probably agree, like, you learn what you want to learn, because you're interested in. If you're interested in Korean, learn Korean. If you're interested in another language, learn that language. You'll do better in what you're interested in. So yeah, like for motivation, it's kind of the same. Like think about like why do you want to learn Korean? Like for me, obviously in my current situation, I'm doing YouTube, so there's no reason I would ever want to stop. And I want to keep learning Korean so I can keep up to date with things, and so I can always improve my Korean, and that hopefully 5 years from now, I'll look back at Billy myself right now and just kind of laugh like, ha ha ha, look, I know so much more now, you know, and then 5 more years, look back and laugh. But before all this, like, why did I want to even keep learning Korean? I just feel like a nice little connection with a lot of the cultural things. I had some friends that I made in Korea that don't speak English that I would truly be sad if I couldn't contact with them. And even if it's not them, I just feel like the friendships that I've made with some of my Korean friends are really strong. And that keeps me motivated. Like I would never stop studying Korean because I wouldn't be able to communicate with those friends anymore. Whereas Japanese, I have some good friends in Japan, but they all speak English. I only have one Japanese friend who doesn't speak English. So my desire for learning Japanese is very small compared to Korean. And I still know just enough to keep up with that friend. So it's like, I don't really have too much motivation there. That's what I think for motivation. Just, you know, motivation is it's not an external thing. It comes from inside of you, what it is that you really want with the language. And for a lot of like, I don't like to use the word, but Koreaboo, I'll say that as someone who I'll say that instead of Korean, but we'll say someone who is interested in Korean solely because of Korean music. That's cool. That's fine. But they probably have a desire in themselves like, hey, I legitimately like this music. I legitimately like these people, not just these specific people, but I like just in general, like the more Koreans I meet, the more I like them. And I really, really want to learn this language. That's fine. That can be your motivation too. But some people will think, oh, I really just want to watch Korean dramas because they're so fun. And then they don't really think about it much more than that. And then they're like, oh, I'm not motivated anymore. They really weren't ever motivated. They were just kind of curious when they started. And yeah, that okay, I don't really have a conclusion. That's the end of my spiel. Billy recommended her channel too. Who's that? Oh, All Things Korean. Yeah, I love her. I mean, like, you know, whatever the platonically, what's that word? You know, I have never met her before. I love her YouTube channel. She's great. And she seems really nice. Like I've seen most of her videos, I'd say. She seems really sincere. I think she was also like linguistics. I think she studied linguistics too, because she knows a lot of stuff that I don't know about linguistics. Yeah, her channel's great. Okay, yeah, and I mentioned her as well. Okay, back to the game. 사람이 죽고 기이한 안개를 헤매고 거기에 무슨 용기인지 시체 주변을 한참 머물러 사진을 찍고 기록했다. You know, people die, they go through this bizarre fog, and then hold on. This is not what I think it is. Oh, it was what I thought it was. Okay. And maybe I'm brave or whatever. I don't know. But then I'm just hanging out for a long time around some dead bodies, taking photos, and made records. So I'm just kind of summarizing stuff. 지금 생각해보니 대단한 용기다. Thinking about it now, I'm quite brave. I'm doing something quite brave. 다시 하라고 하면 과연 할 수 있는 걸까? If I had to do it again, would I be able to, really? This game for the rest of the year. Yeah, we're never going to finish. This game is so long. I'm sorry, guys. But to be honest, if it's not this game, there was no other game I had to pick. So I guess it's okay that this one lasts long time. 그리고 여자들을 만났다. And I met the girls. 두려움을 마음속 깊이 집어넣은 채 여자들을 최대한 의심 없이 대했다. Putting the fear I had deep within my heart, I treated the girls without doubting them as much as possible. So I try to trust them as much as possible. I also listen to Grant's lives. I want to do a lot. I want to do a collab with, casually hanging with some dead bodies. That's right, Larissa. I want to do a collab with Grant. I haven't asked him yet. I mean, in person would be best, but I don't think I'd be able to go where he lives. But over live, like internet is cool. I just don't know what I could do with him. But I want to think of an idea that I can collab with him and then propose that to him. I don't like just saying, hey, let's collab someday, and then it never happens. I'd rather suggest, like, what do you think about a collab doing this, talking about this? For his channel, I did one collab where he interviewed me, but I'd want to do a collab with him on my channel too. That'd be fun. 분명히 여자들과의 만남은 날 잠시나마 안정시켰다. I'm sure that meeting with those girls, even if for a moment, calmed me as well. So, like, you know, kind of, yeah, made me calm. Let's see, 안정. Is there a better translation for this? Calm down. No. Okay, never mind. Sometimes Naver gives me better translations, but sometimes. Didn't you want to? Yeah, he did. The problem was that those are like in his time, or maybe he's not in Korea, is he? No. The problem was the time he does it is like 6 a.m. for me. And my brain is not awake at 6 my brain is not awake until like 10, really. I have a, that's why I made the first time slot for my one-to-one sessions is 10 o'clock in the morning. My brain is okay at 10. I'm fine at 10 o'clock. I can film. 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, no, like, I can't even get my eyes open at 6, let alone my mouth open. 누군가와 소통한다는 게 그 자체로 기뻤던 거다. Even just being able to talk with someone, that alone made me happy. That alone was joyous, literally. Which, in a video, Jeremy probably, my kid, Jerry. Yeah, he's been in 2 videos, really briefly. He was in, he also helped film a couple shots. Oh, where was it that he did recently? He filmed a couple shots for me where I needed to be in the scene, but the camera's moving. And I had him I have like a camera slider, and he held it and pushed it down just the right time and focused. So he did a camera shot for me while I was in the scene, but I don't remember which scene it was that he did now. Anyway, yeah, he's been in 2 videos. He was in the video about translators, why translators aren't good. He I had a really quick sequence where it's like a Terminator locating a native Korean, and he's like, nah, 몰라. And then he's also in the How Korean Changed My Life, which I filmed, I think, 2018. Yeah, early 2018, I think, or something. What else could he be in? What else could I do a video with him? I don't know. I'm open to it. He'd be fine with it. He'd probably love it. 하지만 돌이켜 생각해보면 참 무서운 일이다. But looking back and thinking about it, it was quite scary. 그 중 한 명을 제외하면, except for one, 날 죽이려고 드는 괴물인데. These are like monsters that are trying to kill me, except for one of them. 나는 그 이질감조차 느끼지 못했다는 거니까, because I couldn't even feel that sort of, I couldn't even feel the difference though. 그렇게 as in between the girls, right? One of them wants to kill me, I couldn't even tell. 그렇게 열심히 뛰어다닌 후엔 이 주변까지 탐색했다. But then even after, running around so diligently, I'm even searching this area too. 이 주변까지, even around here. 참 알차게도 보냈군. I've had a really full day. Was he 3? I thought he was 2 in the video, but maybe he was 3. Yeah, he's cute. One thing I want to show off that I think people would like is he can move his eyebrows where, like, normally when you get angry, your eyebrows scrunch up. His eyebrows go up. I can't even do it. His eyebrows go up like this, like a cartoon character. And I can't do it. And my wife can't do it. I don't know where it comes from, But yeah, his eyebrows can go up like this when he's confused or angry. So I wanted to put that in a video. I thought it was pretty cute. 그런데 이렇게까지 고생했는데도 불구하고 아직 오늘 하루는 끝나지 않았다는 게 문제다. This is all of your sentence for today. Cheryl, I will give you a different one. Feel free to try this one too if you want. But this is all of your guys' sentence for today. I know I didn't give you guys a sentence last time, but today, this is your sentence. So copy it, write it down. Don't make the sweet. Nah, he gets angry all the time. You know, he's just he's a kid. Let me cap. That's really shocking, though. You guys heard also that the Black Panther actor died. I heard that yesterday. I'm like, what? He was really good. I liked him. I thought that was really sad hearing that yesterday. So there was something sad yesterday and something happy yesterday, and that was the sad thing from yesterday. You know, and he was like 43 or something like that. So, yeah. And then the happy thing, going from that, the happy thing though yesterday was watching. I saw Bill and Ted 3, which I thought was decent. So if you're not a Bill and Ted fan, you never really cared about the originals, you probably won't really like it very much, unless you want to see Keanu Reeves acting really dumb. Then yeah, it's fun. I thought he was I thought he was like even younger too. I thought he was like in his late 30s. I knew he was older than me, but I thought he wasn't even 43, but still. It's in the creek. Cool, thanks, Cheryl. But yeah, I was just so surprised about that. Him passing, of course. Yeah, and then Bill and Ted 3 was also fun. So yeah, there's like, oh, so sad, and then oh, but this movie's fun. Okay, so 마을을 탐색하자니 마을 사람들이 The village people 슬슬 활동을 시작할 시간이다. So now that I'm checking out the village people will soon start their activities, because remember they're gone during the daytime, but then they start again at nighttime. Oh yeah, you want to hide your answer. You can also highlight what you wrote, and then there will be a little box that will pop up. You just highlight what you wrote, you'll see a little box, and you can click the S, the spoiler, and it'll also format it that way. 그렇다고 시간이 많은 것도 아닌가? But then I guess there's not really much time though. 이곳은 산속 마을이고 낮도 짧은 겨울이니 불과 한 2시간이면 해가 완전히 져버릴 거다. So it's a kind of a village that's up in the mountains. So the days are short and it's winter time. So though once it's around 1 or 2 o'clock, the sun is going to be completely down, completely set. That's really weird that it gets dark so early. 그때 돌아다니는 건 위험하다. It's dangerous to go around that time. 물리적으로 위험한 건 둘째 치고 무언가를 찾는 걸 들켜버리면 의심을 할 수 있다. So, 물리적으로 physically 위험한 건 둘째 치고. Forget the physical danger. 둘째 치고, literally put that second. 둘째, second 치다. Let's say that's the second most important thing. So forget that. 뭔가를 찾는 걸 들켜버리면, if I get caught looking for something, 의심을 살 수 있다. Then I can get, people will doubt me. People will start to mistrust me if they catch me looking for something. That's why it's dangerous. Not just the physical danger. 여관 주인도 문제다. 그 기분 나쁜 아저씨가 내 움직임을 항시 살펴보고 있다는 걸 기억해야 한다. The inn owner is also a problem. 그 기분 나쁜 아저씨가, that old guy, not necessarily old guy, that 아저씨, that dude, that guy who makes me feel all weird, 항시. I guess that's always. Let me check. Yes, at all times. Okay, let's write that down. I think I knew that one, but I couldn't recall. I wasn't sure. I had to guess. 항시. So at all times. So I have to remember that he's always looking at me. I'll write down the first sentence too so I can get some more context. Okay. 해가 지기 전까지, until the sun sets. 그 짧은 시간 동안 할 수 있는 일, what I can do before in that small amount of time. 그렇다면 then 그 여자들은, those girls, 뭐 하려나? What are those girls gonna do? 내가 신뢰를 사야 하는 여자들은 무려 5명. So there are 5 girls that I have to gain the trust of. If anyone who is a member of the Discord channel wants to get the gamers chat, please go to staff. Oh yeah. You can ask the... Hold on, someone sent me a 카톡 message. You do tonight. Because I have to ask a few people for the audio files for my beginners course, because I don't record it. I have natives record it. So I have a few different friends that I'll ask, like in turn, like, hey, can you send me a few? I don't want to just ask one person to do all of them. And that was one of the people that I was asking for it, and she just replied. Okay. 그들 모두와 완벽한 신뢰 관계를 사는 건 무리가 있어 보이고, of course, completely trust relationship gaining is a bit too much. It looks like. So it looks like it would be a bit unreasonable to get a relationship of trust completely with all of them, right? It would be too hard to get all of them to trust me. 그 가능성을 조금이라도 높이려면 저녁 시간 또한 활동해야 할 것이다. In order to raise the possibility just a little bit, I also have to be active and do stuff, basically just do stuff. 활동하다 would be like to be active, but it's more like do stuff here. During dinner time as well. So in the evening as well. 생각이 정리되자. So I organized my thoughts. 다시 몸을 일으켰다 and stood up again. 조금만 더 힘내자. Okay, we can do it. Hold on a second. You should do a video with all of them after the beginner series is done. Well, I wouldn't be able to meet them. Like I said, a couple of them live in Korea. One of them lives in the U.S. Not near here, though. Okay, so who do we want to go to next? So we can check out the information. So we know vampires. 바로 let's read this. 점심을 먹지로 대중 중인 한 가지 가설을 제시했다. 지금까지 노움에게 죽은 사람들에겐 공통점이 있는데 바로 그들 중 상당수가 폐교에서 사망했다는 점이었다. 단순히 우연일까? So we can tell that the location was the 폐교, the abandoned school. No, I didn't say okay, Google. Okay. The abandoned school at the river. That's the location that the vampires resurrected at. Oh, this is so hard. Any other important information? Oh, and Kong. Okay. So once we don't have to read it, but we have to look at it to get this information. So the summoner damages the body for the succubus. Okay. And then Kumiho. We know Kumiho uses 사몬토. It should appear here. 사용 언어는 사몬토. Oh, there we go. Okay. We can read some of this though if you guys want. It just means that that's all we're gonna do because look, it's like look how long it is. 결 동굴의 넝마에게 아내를 잃고 그 뱀파이어를 추적하던 헌터의 기록을 엮은 곳이다. Do you guys want to read this stuff? I'll let you guys vote. If we read it, I think we should read it along the way, not like wait until we get to the very end and then try to read everything. Oh, there's more stuff here. Yeah, because it would be hard to try to read it all at the end. Plus, there's like all this stuff. Looking at all this stuff too. And then every single crime scene has stuff to read. God. Okay. Should do a video with... Oh, okay. The people who voiced Zoom session. I don't think they want to show their faces. I can translate one of those crime scenes. Alright, you're welcome to. Okay, 피해자 유품. That would be the personal possessions of the victim. So the contents of that. 어머니, 이제 긴 불효를 마칩니다. One of those crimes. Yeah, I don't know. If, let me know what you guys want. So if you guys want, we can translate one of these things. Oops, I don't want to cancel. I'm okay. Do if we want to do it or not. It's just a lot of reading. But that's what this game is, really. Reading a lot of stuff. So we got to go meet someone else. So we've so far met Cheshiri. We've met Hansei. Hansei is the who we think could be the vampire. The location of the vampire was for the Pegyo and the Kang. So the vampire could have been at the Pegyo or the Kang. So if she did the here we go. This was the Pegyo and the Kang. So if one of these was done by the vampire. But we don't know. We don't know what language the vampire uses, right? That was the thing I translated while you're filming and I was bored. Okay. I don't know. It's really difficult. Hey, the one and only. I would have guessed that this is done by the vampire because there's a big stake through his heart, right? Kwantong, who's like pierced with a wooden thing, 목재. That's why I was thinking vampire for this one, but I don't know. And if it was the vampire, it could have been the vampire because it's Kang. And if it was the vampire that was here, but then the vampire, we don't know the language what the vampire uses. Yeah, there's a sentence to translate. Both of these use 구령어. So what language does the vampire use? We still don't know yet. What language does the vampire use? Okay, well, let's talk to someone. Let's talk with this girl who we think might be the vampire. 현민아. Let's talk with her. 좋아, 현민아를 만나러 가자. Alright, let's go meet 현민아. 현민아, 그런 이름이라 했지. That's what she said her name was, right? 아직 통성명조차 못한 그 소녀는 2층 22호에 묵고 있다. So 통성명, I guess that would be the full name. No. Oh, different. Okay, different tone. We haven't even introduced ourselves to each other. And that girl who we haven't even introduced each other is staying at room 202 in the second floor. 현미나가 정말 전설 속의 그 뱀파이어일까? 뱀파이어일까? Could 현미나 be the vampire that's in the legend that's really the legendary vampire like that? 지금으로선 현미나에 대한 아는 게 전혀 없다. For now, there's nothing at all that I know about 현미나. That's true. We've never talked with her yet. 사실 어떻게 얘기를 꺼내야 할지조차 의문이다. I actually don't even know how I should start talking with her. How I should bring up a conversation. 난 현미나의 방문 앞에서 잠시 망설이다가 so I was wavering. Yeah, is that the good word? Not doing anything. Waiting for a bit in front of her door. 이윽고 문에 손을 뻗었다. And I extended my hand out to her door. Finally. Who?
누구세요?
Who is it? 방 안에서 잔뜩 긴장한 목소리가 들려온다. From inside of the room, I could hear the voice of someone who is full of nervousness. 그 놀랍도록 인간적인 반응에 나는 맥이 풀려버리는 기분이었다. I could feel my pulse rate going up at that reaction, at that human-like reaction that surprised me. 그런데 이렇게까지 고생했는데도 불구하고 아직 오늘 하루는 끝나지 않았다는 게 문제다. Yeah, I think something like that. Cheryl posted it in the Discord though, and if you need yeah, don't translate here. You have to do it in the Discord as a spoiler. That way other people don't see it. 저 겁쟁이 같은, and if you need the role for accessing the Korean gamer, if you let me know here, actually I can give it to you. Actually no, let me know in the 2 staff and I'll give it to you right after the stream finishes. Just tag me in 2 staff. 저 겁쟁이 같은 목소리의 주인공이 날 속이는 괴물일 수가 있을까? Could that voice, could the owner of that voice that sounds like a coward, like very cowardly voice's owner, possibly be a monster that's trying to trick me? Oops, I clicked the wrong button. I clicked automatic progress. I don't want that. Okay. 나는 혼란함을 느끼며 I felt confusion and 조심스레 입을 열었다. Carefully opened my mouth. 안녕하세요. 저는 박준선 PD라고 하는데 Yes, hello. My name is 박준성, the producer. 그 뉴스트레이스라는 프로그램 알아요? Do you know the program called 뉴스트레이스?
뉴스트레이스요? 그 기상준 아저씨.
So are you the guy from the 기상준? That guy? Hold on. Let me check if this is something else. Okay, it's just this guy's name. I guess the guy's program. 유명 연예인이자 뉴스트레이스의 메인 MC인 기상준 씨의 그래서 말입니다만은 우리 뉴스트레이스의 상징 같은 대사다. So, the famous celebrity and main MC, host of Newstrace, 기상준, his phrase that he says, 대사다, his quote that he says is kind of like it's like a symbolic quote that he says on Newstrace, and what he always says is The MC, what he always says is 그래서 말입니다만. So that's why it is. Ha 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 ha. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. I don't know, you know, that kind of like whatever phrase. So that's his catchphrase. 뉴스트레이스가 딱딱한 시사 고발 프로그램이면서도 다양한 계층에게 인기 있는 이유는 기상준 씨의 힘이 컸다. This is Nika's sentence. I found Nika's sentence. Can you copy this for Nika? And there's one word in here that I don't know, so it's also my sentence. It's kind of nice music, though. I wish none of them were actually trying to kill me. Cool, thanks. Okay. Thanks, Cheryl. 어쨌든, anyway. 그것을 알고 있는 걸 보니 앞으로의 대화가 그리 어렵지 않을 거란 예감이 들었다. I got the feeling, though, since she knew that, seeing as she knew that our conversation from now wasn't going to be that difficult. Since, oh, she knows him. Haha, yeah, I can talk to her about the program. She knows it. 나는 소녀의 긴장을 풀어주기 위해 잠시 목을 가다듬고 hold on. 가다듬다. Guessing that's... Yeah, okay. So I straightened my neck a bit in order to kind of remove some of her stress. I straightened my neck and then I said... kind of this thing. And then what I said was 그래서 말입니다만. So funny. Just love catchphrase. It's like my 그럼 다음에 또 봐 kind of thing, huh? Right? 잠시 문 좀 열어주겠어요? Would you open the door a little bit? I'm totally gonna do that. I'd be like, so do you know a little YouTuber named Go Billy? 그럼 다음에 또 봐. Like that. I'm not that full of myself. I'm just joking. Sorry. Okay. Small has an RJ profile. What's that? 기상준 씨의 말투를 슬쩍 흉내내며 말했다. So I said it with a bit of impersonating his voice, naturally, but literally his speaking style, a little bit imitating. I said it. 평소에 나라면 본부장님이 시켜도 절대 안 했을 짓이다만. Normally, this is something that even if the 본부's headquarters, even if the headquarters guy, the head of the company, 시켜도 had made me do it, told me to do it, 절대 never 안 했을 짓이다만. This is something I would have never even done, even if the headquarters had told me to do it. Normally, but 하지만 효과는 있어, but it's effective. 현민아는 모습을 드러냈다. She revealed herself. 내 기억보다 더 큰 키의 순간 놀랐지만 I was surprised in the moment at her height, which was more than I remembered, because she's really tall. 어린 아이임에 분명한 앳된 얼굴과 잔뜩 움츠린 모습이 더 큰 키를 무색하게 만든다. So, her clearly childish face, so the fact that she's like a child, her clearly childish face and her figure, which was kind of like, what do we call it? Crouching? Not crouching, but like, that thing where you kind of like go down, like hunching, cowering. Okay, like this. Her figure, which is kind of like, you know, like she's scared. 그 큰 키를 무색하게 만든다. Makes her height kind of not as much. Like she's ashamed of her height. I'll write that down. I want to write down 움츠림. Okay, take care, one and only. 나는 조심스레 관찰하는 소녀에게 난 말 없이 내 명함을 건네주었다. So I carefully, to the girl who's just kind of like observing me, without any word, 말 없이 내 명함, my business card, 건네주었다. Took out and gave her one of my business cards without saying anything. She's kind of like just staring at me. Okay, hold on. Let's just Okay. Oh, she's tall.
들어와 주시면.
She's like over the screen. She doesn't even fit on the screen. She's so tall. Okay, 저 잠시 들어와 주시면, if I just for a moment, if you would come in. Yeah. 잠시만 실례할게요. Okay, yeah, just for a second, just for a moment. Literally, just for a moment, I will be impolite, as in entering someone else's house. Okay. Okay, now we're in her room. 방 문을 굳게 닫은 현민아는 자기 가슴을 쓸어내리며 반 한쪽에 주저앉았다. So she closed the door and then 쓸어내리다. I guess that's like stretch out like that, and then 방 한쪽에 주저앉았다. And she crouched in one corner of the room. 마치 엄청난 모험이라도 한 모양새다. It was kind of the figure as if it looked like as if she had some very been on some difficult 모험 journey? No. Yeah, okay, journey. It's like she had gone on some great adventure. Like, you know, she's like really tired, I guess. 나는 주변을 돌아보다가 I looked around the area and then 현민아와 조금 멀찍이 떨어진 곳에 가서 앉았다. So I was looking around for a little bit, and then I went into an area of the room that was quite a little bit far from her and sat down. 멀찍이, kind of far. I'll write that down. Seems too nice. Yeah, I'm suspicious of everyone. 저렇게 연약하고 섬세해 보이는 소녀라면 내 쪽에서 적절한 거리를 유지해 주는 게 낫겠다는 판단에서였다. It was because I was thinking that it would be better to kind of maintain a appropriate space from my side. Seeing as that she's kind of a a young girl who looks 섬세하다. Delicate. A delicate looking young girl. So I wanted to kind of keep my distance, like to respect our distance, I guess. Let's write down this because I didn't get the 연약하다 or 섬세하다. It's funny, like the sentences are like totally backwards. Okay. That was sentence 10. 반가워요 학생. So she's a student. She looks like a student. So we're saying, hi, nice to meet you. 이름이 현민아 맞죠? Your name's 현민아, right?
네.
I'm just teasing you, Cheryl. I was gonna say, all right, Cheryl, here's your sentence. You wanted something a little bit easier? Well, here you go. I'm just joking.
어떻게 아셨어요?
How did you know? 주인 아저씨한테 들었어요. I heard it from the owner guy. 방에서 잘 안 나온다고 걱정하시던데. He was kind of worried that you don't really come out of your room that much.
절 걱정하신다고요?
He's worrying about me? 현민아가 공포와 환멸에 가득 찬 목소리로 그렇게 말했다. 환멸. Wait, I knew that one. Yeah. 네, hold on, Billy. Give me a second. I can do this. 환멸. I don't know. 환멸. Disillusionment. Who says disillusionment in English? I'll have to look up a better word later for that. Basically, she spoke in a voice that sounded like it was full of fear. And disbelief, maybe? Is it no? Yeah. It doesn't, it's... A lot of people read it as 치킨 남자. I'm okay with either. 그런 현민아의 분위기에 조금 당황의 말을 잇기가 어려워졌다. It was kind of difficult to kind of I felt a bit, I wasn't sure what to do a little bit at the atmosphere that she was creating, and it was kind of hard to say something after that. 나는 잠시 여관 주인을 떠올렸다. Okay, Cheryl, this is your sentence. This is Cheryl's sentence. Yeah, I don't consider myself a super nice guy. I just thought this hat is funny. That's why I have it. Not because I'm like a self-proclaimed nice guy. Oh no. Please no. Okay, this is Cheryl's sentence. 나는 잠시 여관 주인을 떠올렸다. And Cheryl, if you're wondering, You don't really need the word Yoguan so much. But the other ones are all good, so feel free to learn everything here if you want. But I think they're all good words. Okay, you got it, Cheryl? Let me know when you got it. I still gotta drink some more water. Okay. I try to be nice. I'm not always nice, but I try to be nice. Unless some things really test my patience. Like this morning. Well, it's not really this morning. Back in February, the condo unit above us, no, not really above us, above our garage started leaking and caused a little hole to appear in our ceiling in the garage. So we contacted them and like, we didn't really realize it. And we were sure of it though, like May. So at the end of May, we contacted them and said, hey, we think your unit's leaking like really slowly, not like a big leak. Would you mind taking a look at it? They came over, they're like, oh yeah, sure. We'll hire a plumber to go fix it. A month goes by, no contact from them. I keep texting them, no replies. Finally, I text them like, hey, can you schedule something? Like, can you guys get it fixed? Oh yeah, we'll schedule something. Week later, never did. Waiting another week. Finally, I'm like, you know what? I scheduled a plumber myself. Plumber came. They showed up. They paid the plumber. Plumber found out it is their unit. Fixed it, but there's a big hole in the ceiling. And they paid for the plumber because they were there. But then they're like, oh yeah, we'll fix it this week. Week goes by. Text them. No reply. Another week. Another week. Another week. Now it's been 30 full days. They're supposed to fix it this morning. They were supposed to hire someone to fix it, but the owner himself just came by with like a little tiny 1-foot stool, no tools, and it was like, I think I gotta go to Home Depot to get something. And then came back 30 minutes later and was like, can I text you later? I have to get some stuff to do it. Yeah, I was not happy. I was like, I told him frankly, I'm like, dude, this isn't cool. Like, I wasn't very nice, but I told him like, you guys have really made us wait for a long time for this. And I think it's a bit unreasonable. Like, we've been very accommodating to you guys, waiting like 3 months nearly for this to get fixed, and you keep, tapping around it and ignoring our texts, and then finally the day you're supposed to fix it, you don't even hire someone to do it. You're trying to do it yourself. So I'm like, we're done. Like, you can get someone to come fix it. I was pretty upset. I don't know if he could tell, but yeah, I was pretty upset. So that's a recent example when I wasn't nice, but they really tested me. I was like, okay. And then after I told them that, they're like, oh, well, we'll send someone out to fix it. I still don't know when. But yeah. Very frustrating. 섬뜩하게 생긴 너저분한 얼굴이 떠오른다. So he's kind of got this face that looks quite frightening. 너저분하다. Do I know this one? Oh yeah, messy. Kind of like he's got this scary and messy looking face. 섬뜩하게 생긴 너저분. Like 지저분. Yeah, that makes sense. Easy to remember. There's another word, 지저분하다, which is like something messy and unorganized. So this is 너저분하다. It's funny, the music's still playing over this guy's face. It's like we're trying to romance him or something. I probably said the word dagnabbit. Right. No, I didn't swear at him. I don't swear. Only one time in my life did I actually like legitimately yell at someone that I can remember. No, I didn't swear or yell at him or anything like that. I wouldn't do that. I was just very not friendly at that point. I'm like, look, you're totally just not doing anything about this, and it's really frustrating. So yeah. 그 사람 역시 이 마을의 일원. Of course, he's just one of the people in this village. 즉 악마와 어떻게든 연관이 있는 사람이겠지. So somehow, what that means is somehow he's got some sort of relationship with the devil. Should I be recognizing any hancha? Not really. I mean, there is hancha in there, but you don't really need to worry about it. Did your neighbor look like the innkeeper? No, no. I don't think I've ever met anyone that looks like the innkeeper before. 하지만 설마 이 어린 학생이 그런 것들을 알 리는 없을 텐데. But I'm sure that there's no way that this young student would know any of that. 네, 이런 생각을 아는지 모르는지 현민아는 내게 준 명함을 조몰락 거리며 바라보고 있었다. 조몰락. I'm guessing that's like playing with it, like kind of with your fingers, but let's check. No, I've gotten upset a few times in my life, but I usually try to be reasonable about it. Like I said, if someone really pushes my buttons, then I'm not a 착한 남자 anymore. I'll be a 착하지 않은 남자. Other than that, I'm relatively pretty nice, I think. Yeah, to kind of fumble with. Okay, I'll write it down because I couldn't think. I had to guess it. 현민아는 뭔가를 굉장히 고민하는 눈치다. I can feel like she's really like concerned about something. 15 hours of one-to-one with you. I have to say you're really, very kind. Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, I can't be mean to you, right? You will never book another session. I feel like you'll say something. I'm like, perfect, wonderful. You know, no, I'm just joking. I do tell you a lot. Like I tell anyone who does sessions with me if they make mistakes or if they say something wrong. Just kidding, joking. But anyway. Okay, so what is she doing? 그 조심스러운 태도가 좀 답답하긴 했지만 이해 못할 건 아니었다. It was a bit frustrating in her kind of like she's being really her like overly careful attitude was a bit frustrating, but it's not like I couldn't understand it. 처음 본 남자를 갑자기 온전히 믿어줄 거란 생각은 애초부터 하지 않았다. I didn't think even from the beginning that she would trust someone completely, some guy who she's just met for the first time. So I get it.
PD님이라고 하셨죠?
You said you're a producer, right? 네, 뉴스트레이스의 박준성 PD요. Yes, I'm producer 박준성 of the program Newstrace. After 1 hour, I must say I definitely do it again. Thanks. Yeah, I enjoyed our session. I thought you did really good. Like I said, it's kind of fun doing the one-to-ones because I get to talk with people who I don't ever see their face. So 내 대답에 현민아는 다시 한번 우물쭈물 거린다. You do say to me during speaking practice, do you want me to be picky or not? Your choice. Yeah. I always say, usually do, yeah. Sometimes if you say something where it's like 90% like I understood you, then I'll just say it. Like, oh, I want you to do, like, I didn't quite understand. But if it's like, I understood you, but I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a problem, then I'll ask. But like, you know, sometimes we're not really focusing on the pronunciation. So I don't always want to like pull that up. Well, I have to look up this word. Oh, someone bought a book. Cool. Yeah, 우물쭈물. Okay. It's kind of like, eh. So she was still kind of like hesitating a bit after hearing my reply. So she heard I'm a PD producer, but she's still 우물쭈물, like hesitating. 우물쭈물 거리다, to hesitate. We weren't getting too many words, but I was like, hey, look, guys, we're not getting many words. I only got 2 words. And then right after that, it's like, now I'm on 14. 이래서야 대화가 안 되겠군. I guess we're not really going to be able to talk because of this, though. 모광 그룹 조직 폭력 사건 알아요? Are you aware of the gang violence case in the 모광 group? That's just the name of some group, gang violence. I'm guessing that's a gang name called the 모광 group. The just a name. Okay, I was like, I don't know that word. I don't know why we're suddenly asking her about if she knows this gang violence case from the program, the TV show. 그거 제가 보도해서 해결한 건데. That's something that I was reporting on and that I took care of. 믿음을 주기 위해 내 최대의 자랑거리를 말해본다. In order to kind of gain trust, in order to get her to believe me, to trust me, I shared with her my most proud, what I was most proud of. 보조 PD이긴 했지만, well, I was an assistant producer, but 내 역할이 굉장히 컸던 보도였고, but it was a report where my role was quite big. I had quite a big role in that report. 또 굉장히 이슈가 된 사건이었다, and it was also a case that had become quite a big issue. 하지만 현빈아는 고기를 가로저었다. But she kind of like I don't know. Put her head to the side. How does she not know that if it's big? 정말 몰라요? You really don't know? 꽤 큰 사건이었는데 그거 it was quite a big case.
죄송해요.
I'm sorry.
제가 그 프로를 자주 보는 건 아니라서.
Well, you see, I don't really watch that Poodle program, as in show. I don't really watch that show very often, so I'm sorry. 아니에요. 죄송할 건 없죠. Nothing. No. It's okay. There's nothing to be sorry for. 그럼 혹시 문정동 중학생 살인 사건은? Then how about the murder case of the junior high school student 문정동? By chance, do you know that?
몰라요. 죄송해요.
I don't know. I'm sorry. 내 인생 최고의 자랑거리 2개를 전부 모른다니. To think that she doesn't even know both of the things that I'm proud of most in my entire life. 나는 뻘쭘함에 뒷머리를 북북 굴다가. Yeah, be 굵다가. So I was just scratching the back of my head, like in kind of feeling awkward. So I'm feeling awkward and like scratching the back of my head. 이내 다시 활기띤 표정을 지어 보였다. And made I think that's me. Yeah. And then I made and I kind of made another expression of 활기. Not excitement. Energetic. Made like an energetic expression, like Try making like a okay, cool. I'll look up a better way to express that in English. Yes, it's the music. You're right. I just noticed that after you said it. Great. Surprised I didn't know it yet. Means like pretty. Like small. I'd say it's similar to saying quite in English. Like when you would use it, kind of how it sounds. Like it has a slight fancy feeling to it. Great. It's good though. Yeah, it's like quite good. But, or, you know, pretty is, or you can translate as pretty as well. But yeah, it's kind of that feeling. 그럼 혹시 기억나는 회차 있어요? Is there any sort of episode that you remember?
그 엽기 강아지 사건?
The 엽기, the crazy goofy dog. Bizarre, okay. The bizarre dog case. The case of some bizarre dog. I'm guessing maybe this was like a joke, like a fun episode or something?
그거 되게 무서웠어요.
Okay, I guess not. No. And it was some bizarre dog episode case. That was really scary. 엽기 강아지 사건 보도. The bizarre dog case report. Kim 선배의 작품이다. That's the work of Kim 선배, the guy that we were talking about at the beginning of the game, who we are kind of like angry at, I guess. 전국을 아주 뒤집어 버린 보도였지. That was a report where he totally like turned the world over. Hold on. Yeah, turn the world upside down. So it's like a really big report, like turn the world upside down. Some really big report, I guess, about some dog that he did. 내가 새파란 11 신입일 때 김 선배의 밑에서 갖은 고생한 기억이 난다. I do remember working hard underneath him back when I was a complete newbie. 새파란 신입, a new entry, like completely green, like wet behind the ears, kind of that expression. 그만큼 보람 있긴 했지만, although of course as difficult as it was worth it, I could say. 그 사람 까다로운 김 선배를 인정하게 된 것도 다 그때 기억 덕분이지. And the reason that I can the reason that person recognizes. Suddenly my brain just shut off. It's thanks to the memories of that time. Hold on, let me reread this thing. Okay, no. Okay, now that I read it again, it makes a little more sense. Honestly, my brain just shut off. And then the reason I can kind of acknowledge him, I can accept him, like say he's legit, is also because of the memories of that time. 어쨌든 anyway though, 이거라면 대화가 좀 연결될 것 같다. I think if we've got this, we can probably get some conversation going with this. That's a mood, yeah. 그거요. And yeah, and that too. 그거 저도 참여했었어요. I also took part in that too. 그때 사람들 찾아다니면서 증언 받아 내느라고 엄청 힘들었죠. At that time, they were like looking around for people and getting statements from people, and it was really hard doing all that. 증언, I think, would be statements, like evidence, spoken evidence, testimony, statement. Okay, sure. Yeah, I had to reboot. Like I had to reread that last sentence because my brain switched to English, and I'm like, what am I reading? What is this context? Happens. 그래도 결국 범인이 잡히니까 되게 뿌듯하더라고요. 하하. But in the end, you know, the criminal guy, the guy who did it, the culprit, that's the word I was trying to think of in English. Better. The perpetrator. I was like, culprit, perfect. Perpetrator. In the end, the culprit ended up getting caught, so I felt really good about it. 뿌듯하다. 하하.
그러셨구나. 대단하세요.
Oh, wow, so you did. Oh, that's great. 현민아가 혼란스러운 목소리로 말했다. She spoke in kind of a confused voice, confused voice. 내 적극적인 모습에 마음이 흔들리는 것 같기도 한데, I can kind of feel like hold on, this is gonna. 아직 경계가 온전히 풀리지는 않은 거겠지. I kind of feel like she's kind of getting shook a little bit, seeing my I think my brain's shutting down. I think I've had a long day. But anyway, yeah, pretty much the idea is like I can think I'm affecting her in some way, but I still feel quite a bit of a distance between me and her, is what it's saying. But for literal translation, I think we're going to stop here. I think we're going to stop here because I feel like my brain's telling me like, that's enough, Billy. Like, you've done a lot today. Had a long day. So I'm going to stop here. But let's remember this sentence because this is where we're going to start from tomorrow. So I'll write it down because, like I said, it might not even be hard. I don't know. My brain's just not letting me process this right now. Like, I know all these words here, but my brain's like, nope. But I will also do this sentence so I don't have to redo it next time. Okay. Tomorrow, no, tomorrow's live stream. Tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. Tomorrow we got a live stream. We're gonna stop playing, but I want this music. Okay. Did I say tomorrow? Oh yeah, I was talking about like the live stream. We got live stream tomorrow. I'll probably go again on live Monday or Tuesday. One of those 2 days, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for coming, everyone. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Later. Thanks for coming, everyone.